So it's the 6th of January, and we've had Briny insulated. So we've just, this is the first time that we've been here since before Christmas, and she's been insulated with spray foam, and she looks absolutely amazing. Everything about her feels very, very different. The light quality, the sound quality. She feels smaller as well, which is a bit of a surprise. But I'm just gonna flip the thingy round, flip the camera around now, and we can have a look and see what's been done. Brilliant. What we did was we battened everything, and then the people who were doing the insulating came in and they masking taped everything. We'd already masking taped some of it, but they masking taped it. I think they clearly put extra on top, and then they spray on top of the masking tape. So one of our jobs today is to go through and take off all the masking tape. They put all the covering down on the floor so that they were protecting the floor and the engine. They moved the stove outside, which is why she's now got rust on top of her, because clearly she would have been sat outside while the insulation was doing its insulating thing while it was drying. And they've masked up and covered all the hatches. I mean, it looks absolutely transformed. And it's just, this is just the insulation. It is really quite extraordinarily strange, and nicely exciting as well. And that's what she looks like now. Brilliant. So one of the things that is interesting is there's still quite a bit of condensation. Obviously not nearly as much as there was, but if you have a look, but there are little patches where it's still a bit wet. So you can see that this is where the condensation's been dripping, and with the cold weather it's just frozen over. And before we had the insulation put in place, I mean, it was really proper wet on the ceiling, and pretty much we were getting dripped on all the time as we worked. I'm sure we'll get some of that, but not nearly enough. Not nearly as much. Yay! Our first bit of... I'm getting there, Matthew.
It's like one of those rice cakes you can get.
That felt very satisfying.
What do you think of the show so far?
Quite wobbly. Welcome back to our blog. Thank you for coming back and watching another episode. And thank you for all your really wonderful comments and lots of lovely encouragement. It's been brilliant.
Yeah, it's been really good, yeah.
And we came back to this sort of lovely cream boat that looks like it's snowed inside. But it's brilliant, and it's so much warmer. It's unbelievably warm. We bought one of these little brilliant kind of thermal fans, so that's happily kicking the heat down to the bottom of the boat, which is good because we're going to be working down there today.
And it's definitely something that you can feel when you're working down the bottom end. You can actually feel that heat coming down.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. So we just wanted to sort of tell you what we need to do with the rest of the insulation. We've taken off most of the masking tape.
Because some of it is is really tightly stuck on. So if you look back here, these corner bits here, this came off really easily, but some of it's really stuck hard. So we need to get around it with something a bit more vicious.
A bit tougher,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And we bought a tool. Do you want to find the tool? I think it's over there. So we bought a tool. It's not a tool that you would ordinarily probably think is a tool for getting off masking tape when you've insulated your boat, but it is the tool that we are calling the vicious catering tool. Yeah. So we bought this tool because we were in this brilliant sort of professional catering shop in Nottingham yesterday, and I mean, look at that blade. Yeah, so we were in this shop yesterday, and they had these on offer for like £2.90 or something like this. It should be like £6 normally. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, well, actually, that would be really, really good to get all the rust from under the bow, because the bows, the floor of the bow still has quite a lot of rust on it. And then we thought, well, we could first use it to get the rest of the masking tape off with the battening. And of course, this is an almost, well, no, it's not an almost. This is a razor sharp blade. This blade, Martin's just shown you the blade. That is bloody sharp. I know that's sharp because I managed to stab myself. You can't really see it. Maybe you can a little bit. But I did manage to stab myself with the tip of that blade while I was putting it in my bag. So far, touch wood, on the boat, I've had very, very few injuries. Outside of the boat, doing boaty things, I've managed to kind of be stabbed, be bruised, be battered and all sorts of things.
So we made a cover anyway to help.
To save me, really. I think it's to save me from myself and the vicious catering tool. That's the thing. So that's what we're going to be using, and we'll do some videos of showing me being very, very scared, or showing Martin being very confident with the vicious catering tool. Okay. So that's what we're doing with the insulation. The other thing we need to do was with the oscillating multi-tool. You can talk about that.
Yes, so one of the guys from the boatyard suggested that some of it might come off better with an oscillating multi-tool, which we have yet to investigate. It does sound interesting. Basically, it's a little like a sonic screwdriver with lots of different heads for different things. Yeah. And you can get them from Argos and places like that, but around about £30-40, I think. I think
£20. I think.
Yeah.
We've seen them for £20. Yeah. A lot of forums say use it for thinning. I think it's thinning out and stripping back the insulation where you've got big blobby bits as well.
Yeah. Ours is not too bad, to be honest, because a lot of the battening that we did is quite exposed, so you tend to get more blobbing and lumps in areas where it's all a bit tight. But it looks like it's fairly even.
So what did that feel like?
It felt good. But hard work. It's your turn. Here you go.
This is my nemesis, Martin. Come on. Sod. Yay! Ha! In your face, insulation button thing. So the multi-tool's got lots of different blades and things. It's a multi-tool, and
it's a very dusty multi-tool at the minute. Okay.
Yeah, and you're using a blade for wood and metal, and just a general all-purpose blade.
Yeah.
To get the
cutting.
Insulation for cutting. Is it easy to use? Is it hard to use?
This one is quite heavy with the small, whatever battery it is, I can't remember.
I think it's 3 amp, isn't it?
1.3 amp.
Yeah.
So it's quite a small battery. Yeah, pretty much weigh the same, I think. So being above my head, it is quite heavy, but it does do the job. So I'm happy about that.
Cool. And why have you got battery one rather than one on a cable? Cord.
Just because we can get to all those places that you can get to without a cord, and into angles without having a cord sort of get in your way. And
we already had the battery.
oh yeah, we already
We already had the battery, so we thought, might as well get the same thing.
Yeah, we bought into this One Plus system, so we thought, and I think this, because it's got this multi-tool device thing, is going to be useful in the future for the boat, because you can do all sorts with it. So, well, that's the plan anyway, or hope at least.
I like that little Eric Morecambe thing you did with the glasses just now, Martin.
One of the nice things about this, it varies its speed. So you can go really slow, and depending how much you press on the trigger, see, so it's quite good. So you can control it a bit better. But maybe they're all like that. I don't know. I do have to say this is my first real sort of go.
How does it compare to using the Vicious catering tool?
Well, there's no comparison.
Cool.
Yeah.